It is, because he's
throwing
losing
away.
ground every day. But I'm with
You
you
know
on
what?
that right there. Go
What
ahead.
disturbed me about that article was I read most of those. I read all of the well-known articles, and I read part of all of them. But the one theme that I kept hearing was a lot of them were threatening not to vote for Trump.
That's right. And that's exactly what they said to us all these years.
Yeah.
Well, if you lose in the primary, just be sure and follow the candidate.
Yeah.
Follow the nominee. They want us to toe the line after a nominee is nominated, but they don't want to follow the line if we, the people, elect Donald Trump or nominate
like
Donald
you said,
Trump.
When we the people pick somebody,
Yeah.
because right now we can tell, we know that there's a rebellion of the establishment, whatever the establishment want to push on you. The establishment pushed on you McCain, and the people rejected McCain. That's why he lost. The establishment pushed Bob
Romney.
Dole. Back then, they pushed Bob Dole, and matter of fact, I was looking at a poll, Romney. I was looking at a poll when Bob Dole was running against Reagan. You know, he won that by a landslide. That Iowa caucus.
Yeah,
he beat out Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but now I'm excited about the caucus. Does it tell us something? Remember, I got Rick Santorum won in 2012.
Right.
So it really is only a small percentage of the delegates. I just want to see. I'd like to just see what people stand at right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a
And that's all
bellwether.
it
It's
is.
kind of a fun bellwether that
It
we all
is.
like to look forward to. But then, in the end, in the final analysis, it doesn't matter who
It
wins
don't
the
matter.
Iowa
No, it
caucus.
don't.
But the truth of the matter is we are supposed to follow and toe the line when the establishment gets their candidate. And in fact, when Mitt Romney was trashing Newt Gingrich to the maximum, I said, you know what, this really irritates me because I like Newt Gingrich, and this really irritates me, but if Mitt Romney wins the nomination and then goes after Obama with the same level of vitriol that he went after Newt Gingrich, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll support this
But
guy. But he absolutely didn't.
No.
Didn't do it. Didn't do it at all. Matter of fact, something else came out this week. There's a change, or your opinion? Sarah Palin came out in support of Donald Trump.
You know, I have a friend who is a supporter of Sarah Palin to the max because she's a woman of principle. She's a woman of Christian character, and she is so disappointed that Sarah came out in support of Donald Trump because she does not like Donald Trump because she believes that we need to follow the Christian model, the biblical model, and she does not think that Donald Trump is a serious Christian. So she is just totally upset about that. Now, for me, I like Donald Trump. I will say, I don't like the way it seems that he's melding into a liberal, or he has been a liberal, and now he's melding into the establishment. But I like Donald Trump's strength. I like his business acumen. I like the fact that he says he's going to make America great again, because we are in such a difficult and dangerous time that it no longer seems to me that line between conservative and liberal is kind of blurred. It's like, are we going to make America great again, or are we going to make Islam great again? You know, where is our focus?
And Islam shouldn't even be in the conversation when we talk about electing
That's
president
right.
to take us back on the right
Well,
track.
I'm going to tell you something. On the other side of the break, we're going to have Mr. Christopher Hayes from Unhyphenated America.
Christopher Harris.
Christopher Harris from Unhyphenated America. And we're going to get into, because one of the things, I think we're at a real dangerous time right now, Phil, where when black elites are saying, well, for just 2 years that they didn't win, and now they upset, I think you've seen that I handed you a New York, the headline from the New York Post this weekend will be wider than this weekend's snowstorm in New York City will be wider than the Oscars. Yeah. And I think that when black elites complain about not getting awards, it should be on merit, good acting and so on and so forth. We're going to get into that on the other side. But this is where people, you know, who are watching this, Muslims are watching this. The same, and that's what I'm afraid of. When you start demanding that you be a part of, that they have to give you awards, now Muslims and all these other groups are following in pursuit of homosexuals. They're gonna they're gonna next say that, you know, they need to give us, you know, a seat at the table too. They need to give us an award too.
And they'll have a veto.
And so everybody is going to follow behind this.
If you want to make a controversial movie, then they'll say, no, you can't make that movie. And it's happened time and time again where people want to do a project, and the backlash comes out of Hollywood, and they don't do it. But it's also the same thing with what they're doing with Trump. What they're doing with him is giving fodder to the Democrat Party. That's why whatever anybody comes up with a solution to a problem in the Republican Party, the first thing they do is say that's going to hurt minorities. That's going to hurt women. That's going to hurt. All the groups that they come up with, the sex, you know, the women's group is going to hurt Muslims. It's going to hurt all these different groups they created. And all of those guys, we're talking about the Muslims. Guess what?
And then they turn around and they say, "Well, we the answer. They don't want to help you. We're gonna give you child care. We give you a bus card, and we give you a bridge card. We give you with Santa Claus here." But here, hold on. I'm gonna bring in Chris in the conversation. Good morning, Chris Levels. Matter of fact, folks, I want you to join Chris next week. He's going to host a show. Janice is going to be with the ladies at a Roundtable on the other show, on Dr. Hughes' show next week, too. So I'm excited. And I want to just, Chris, and if you can give us a little bit of what's going on, what's the sentiment up there in Flint with this water crisis, too. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Bill and Phil. How are you both?
And Mayor Janice is with us this morning, too.
Good morning, Chris.
Janice.
Yes.
Good morning. I've never had the pleasure of meeting Janice.
Well, we talked the last time that we interviewed you, but I can appreciate your not remembering that because
That's all right.
I'm just a little girl.
Sometimers.
He got sometimers disease.
Speaking of the water crisis, yesterday was very, very interesting up here because I do live within the city limits of Flint. If I was about half a block east or south, I would actually be in another, suburb of Flint. But I am here, and yesterday, as I was sitting at home, I had a knock on the door like it was a SWAT team. Well, I went to the door, and there was two guys in military dress. They were National Guardsmen.
Yeah.
And I look out my window, there's National Guardsmen all up and down the street. There's a sheriff's car. There's a state trooper. In fact, I did take video of this. But it was amazing because it looked like something out of martial law.
Yeah.
It was actually because of what I do, because of what I know. I mean, it was chilling, actually.
Yeah. You thought you thought they was knocking on the door because of something you said? You thought they was coming to get you?
That would have been, a thought, except they were at all my neighbor's house.
Okay.
So, hey, I was like, there's a show on, I've been talking about it on Facebook called The Colony that just started, and they have something called The Factory where if you get picked up, you never get seen again. And it's actually an awesome show because it kind of exemplifies what's going on in America where we have to choose sides. There's no such thing as neutrality anymore in this fight for freedom versus tyranny. Either you're going to be, a collaborator or you're going to be a patriot. And it's rapidly coming down to that in my estimation.
Oh, absolutely. We agree with you 100%.
Chris, before we go any further, could you give us an idea of whose idea was it to take that water out of out of the river instead of taking it out of one of the lakes?
The Flint City Council. I was there as an eyewitness during that time. I was there during the meetings. They voted 7-1. I understand they're trying to put this on Governor Snyder and everything. And it's amazing to me that you haven't had a Republican in office since 1973 to 1975 in Flint. Yeah. But now all of a sudden, the blame goes to a Republican. It's almost to me like, a plane full of people who want to sit there. And one of the passengers, who is just one of the passengers, goes up, shoots the pilot of the plane goes down, and then all the people want to blame the pilot for not keeping the plane up in the air. It's just crazy to me, man, as far as the fact that, the Democrats have run this city into the ground, just like they have in Detroit.
All over the country. The 70s. All over the country.
The first thing they want to do, just like any children, is point the finger at the supposed bad guy. Yeah. And, it's really just sick when you think about it, because that's all you hear is they need to arrest Snyder. But you don't hear them talking about arresting Obama for nothing. No. He saved the auto industry. He gave the guns to the militants in Mexico. In that Fast and Furious, and the result was a Border Patrol agent got killed. Well, see, they don't know any of that kind of stuff at all. So,
and the thing about it is, Obama says things like, "Well, I just found out about this incident in the paper."
What? Right?
Here, Chris, hold on just a minute. We're gonna go to a break. We're gonna let you talk for a few minutes on the other side of the break. And folks, if you'd like to join the conversation, give us a call, 734-822-1600. We'll see you on the other side of the break.